I want to talk a little bit about some of the things that have advanced since we started these classes 5 months ago. So and how many of you watched the Super Bowl and saw the AI ads with the Super Bowl? Well, some of them were really good and some of them were absolutely horrendous. And so what you have to remember when you're using the artificial intelligence, especially if you're doing videos with cartoon characters and stuff like that, you have to really understand your audience, because people have as strong of feelings about artificial intelligence as they have about politics these days. You have some people that are like, oh, I love artificial intelligence. I love all the characters, the videos. I've got my AI clone. I've got my Pixar character clone and all of that stuff. And you've got other people that say, if you show me a cartoon character talking in your voice, I'm tuning you out. Make sense? So you really have to find that balance today. If you're going to use an AI clone of yourself, you better make sure that the voice is exact. And you can go, I'm not going to teach you that in today's class or next month's class, but we are working on a couple of series to teach you how to do an AI clone, create the voice, pay for the 11 labs and things like that. We're going to do that in a single day. From a 9 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. with a 1-hour lunch break. We're going to do something like that down the road to teach you how to create that clone, because I'll be honest with you, if you've looked at my YouTube channel, a lot of the videos that I've posted in the last few months are not actually me. Now, occasionally it is, but not always, and I've found that most people can't tell the difference anymore. And I'll show you what I mean today. As a matter of fact, let's go ahead and hit that while we're doing it. And again, it's not to show off or anything like that. Let me find it. So it's not to show off. It's just to show you what you can do. So let's take a look at this right here. And why is my sound not working? There it goes. Thank you. So here's my question for you. Is it live or is it Memorex? For those of you that remember the old commercials, is that me or is that my AI clone? That's my AI clone. Voice, visual, everything. It's not quite there, right? So if we go down here, I can't show you the classroom stuff because you guys were in there.
Couple of tricks you
Everybody remember these?
Okay.
Okay.
If you're using Instagram Reels.
So we were talking about. I'll adjust it. It's okay. So I will show you. So you see that one and see how good it is. Let me show you how terrible it was. Okay, come on. It is not playing well with others. Let's re-hit that. There we go. I must have it not playing well with others because I got so much open. Let's go back to here. All right, so let's find the. There it goes, finally popping up a few. As you can tell, whenever I talk about artificial intelligence, I get more views on the page. So let's see, that's before. Here you go. Watch this one.
A question we get often this time of year is, should I list my home for sale during the holidays? Well, the answer is it depends. There's good and bad with it. If you list your home during the holidays, a lot of other people will take their homes off the market, so there will be less inventory for buyers to choose from. So you might compete better during the holiday season between Thanksgiving and Christmas.
Notice it's even got the stutters, the pauses. Folks,
they're typically very
do what? Thank you. Thank you. Look, I'm going to be straight with you. I probably spent 40 to 50 hours learning how to do that. Some of the dry runs are terrible. If I were a skier, I'd have been Lindsey Vonn earlier this week. Put it that way. I had one that I put out that one arm was perfect, one arm looked like this, and facial expressions, and then there was one where it was, "Hello, everyone. How are you doing?" It's got, oh my God, it was terrible. But as you get, it really did look like an old Godzilla. I'm sorry. Godzilla was a TV show back in the, okay. Anyway, so the idea of what you can do with it, you cannot replace your communication with the consumer. I have people that call me every week saying, "I'd like to pay you to coach me to create an artificial intelligence bot that answers my phone for me." No. When I call you, if your phone answers at your business and says, "Thank you for calling Joe's Crab House," if you're obsessive compulsive, press 1 repeatedly. If you're pessimistic, press 2, but nothing's going to happen anyway. If you're doing that, folks, you are killing your business. You are killing your business. The consumer wants communication these days, and they don't want to talk to a robot. How many of you have gotten the phone call where you answer the phone call, you're not sure who it is, okay? You answer it, it pauses for 3 seconds and then goes click, and you know a spammer's coming. Well, they're all using artificial intelligence voices. "Hello, my name is Julie, and I'm calling to..." No, that's not Julie, it's a computer. And what do people do when they hear that? Click. Sorry, this is universal hang up and slam the phone down from the 80s. Okay? Am I making sense? So if you don't like it, why would you use it for your front consumer-facing processes? You with me? So don't think about it in terms of how it can replace you. Think of how it can enhance the consumer experience. It's here to make you better. How many of you remember the movie Top Gun? You remember when Tom Skerritt first got introduced? "Gentlemen, you are the best of the best. We'll make you better." That's what AI is for. You with me? So today, we're going to talk about using artificial intelligence in order to enhance your social media presence. Now, first of all, AI can begin by analyzing your social media presence, and it can tell you where you fall short. Now, I'm going to tell you, you must have thick skin today, because more than likely artificial intelligence, the AI system, is going to tell you that your social media presence sucks. And the reason is because most of them do. Let me give you an example, and let me give you a poor example of AI usage. And I hope that I don't offend anybody here when I say this. How many of you have seen the caricatures going around over the last couple of weeks? Using what you know about me, create a caricature. Make sense? How many of you seen it? How many of you gone, "Okay, that's enough"? You with me? Overusage drives you into the ground. But if your social media is providing data rather than playing, you become a business expert. So if you want to write posts on, "Here's the latest on financial planning. Here's something new in the financial planning world. What does long-term care insurance look like? How does that affect your wealth in the long run? What's the difference between an annuity and a capital investment?" These are all of the things you have to look at. If you're an attorney for a business, you would say, "What's the difference between an LLC and an S corporation? And how can you explain that?" And by the way, if you do it right, you can do a weekly series. So you can schedule the post Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, all of them at 9:45 a.m. so that you have it hitting on the same pace. Are you with me?
You say the weekly series using clones?
You can do, there's a bunch of different ways to do it. You can do it with video clones. You can just do it with data. You can use a cover sheet or a photo or an image to draw attention. Remember, what's the entire goal? Stop the scroll. The entire goal is to stop the scroll. Remember that, live it, learn it, love it. Because you got to figure out, if you just post words, people are going to keep moving by. They're going to keep moving by. Unless you become a trusted resource and they go, this person knows what they're talking about, I'm going to continue to go back here over and over again. Then they'll read the words. But you have to have the attention-grabbing hook in order to get people to stop. Make sense? So the first thing I want you to do, we're going to go back in, and I want to walk you through a couple of these first of all. A couple of things that people miss. How many of you have an X account or Twitter? I'm going to tell you something today that most people will not. You need a Twitter account for lists. Let me show you what I mean. On this profile, I have, under More, I have a word called lists, and this is my lists that I have created. I can get my news in a matter of seconds. So if I want to go to my real estate list and I need information to use in a social media post, I now have all of my favorite people that I follow for real estate purposes on this Twitter list. So what I am doing is I am getting all of the information at any given time, because this is listed in chronological order. At any given time, I can pull up 10 articles on real estate. So when I have writer's block and don't know what I want to write about, I now have a trigger. You can do the same thing with your, you could follow Edward Jones, you could follow the super duper financial guys. As Anna Marie could follow the hottest PT people and exercise science people. Philip can do the bodybuilding groups and things like that. You know, Mr. Nude, North Carolina, 1998, just in case you didn't know, just kidding. But the idea here is you need data. You need information. And that's what you're communicating. If it gets your attention, now you can use it to get their attention. What I'm telling you folks, you don't have to constantly be a content creator by writing from the ground up and starting with a blank piece of paper. I can go to one of these. Watch how quickly this happens. Okay, here we go. Post Malone's childhood home in Grapevine, Texas is on the market for $549,000, built in 87, the 1,685 square foot house. Okay, so I copy. I go to my page where all of my real estate friends follow me on my group. By the way, this is great if you have groups that are offering information. I literally cut, paste, post. There, I just created a piece of content that may stop people for 10 seconds. But where'd they go to get it? To my page. I'm in control. Now, I'm not going to tell you to break copyright laws and copy entire news articles. But watch this. Let's say, teenager been throwing illegal parties in San Diego County, homes listed for sale or rent, causing thousands in damages. Some homes had firewalks set inside. Okay, this is a good story. Will this get people's attention? Okay, see, I don't know if you guys know about this, but Open Door that lets people get the combo and walk in at any time without a real estate agent. About 4 years ago, some kids in Cary got the Open Door code to a listing over there, and they invited all their friends over for a kegger. They brought in like 3 kegs, they threw a party, the neighbors complained, the police came over, the police arrested them for breaking and entering. I call it entrepreneurship. But they charged all of their buddies $20 a piece to come to the party. Okay? Do people like hearing stuff like that? Because there's one side of you that goes, I can't believe they did that. There's the other side that goes, what are you doing? And then there's one group of people that goes, damn, I wish I'd have thought of that. I bet it was fun. You think back to your high school days. It was fun, for those of you that can remember it. Philip? Yeah?
So many years ago, a marketing VP told me one thing that registered. Make the news, make the news, don't copy the news.
Correct.
How does that relate to what we're doing with AI?
It's a different era. It's a different era. Think about it. Why do trends happen? Because everybody copies it. You don't have to be the catalyst for the news anymore. All you have to do is recycle what other outlets are doing, and it's going to put you on the trend.
If you can be the catalyst, is that?
Absolutely. If you can be the catalyst, knock yourself out. I'll give you a prime example. My wife and I went to the Duke-Carolina game last weekend, and we, like any crazy old people do, we decided we were going to Franklin Street with all the kids. I was told I had a great time. But while we were walking to the game, Caleb Wilson, who's the star player for North Carolina, in case you don't know that, he was pulling up with a friend of his in their Ford Bronco, and he was standing out the top of the convertible Bronco. I snapped a 15-second video. I posted it on my TikTok page. It has over 40,000 hits. Because of those 40,000 hits, I've added 71 new followers in the last 5 days. Do those followers have value to me? Yes, because they've looked at this and they've looked at the other content. Folks, there are times when people will find you and they will literally scroll your content and choose to follow you if you're consistently putting out material. And again, folks, I'm going to be honest with you. I haven't had an original idea in 10 years. I don't have to. What I'm doing is I'm repackaging things. And I have a comfort level with being on camera that a lot of people don't have, so I can just stand there on the camera and not think twice about it. There are some of you in here that are terrified of being on the camera, and that's okay. That's why you create an AI clone. By the way, in order to create an AI clone, you're going to have to be on camera.
Right.
So it's 6 1/2 dozen of the other. But there's a balance between this is real, this is not. And if you can get to the point where people can't tell, like the videos I was just showing you, it doesn't hurt you. But if I use a cartoon character to make my speech, all of a sudden it devalues it. Am I making sense? So that's where you've got to decide how you do this. So we're going to take this right here. I'm going to literally copy and paste this. I'm going to go over here to my artificial intelligence. I'm going to hit Gemini. I know we're not covering Gemini in this, but you could take the AI boot camp for that. Create an image based on the following. And this is going to take about 30 to 45 seconds. But this will be the image trigger. This is the stop the scroll, because the image is going to be attention getting. Okay? And here you go. Is that an attention-getting image with the property? So I'm literally going to do this live for you folks. So we're going to download the image. It's going to come over here into the downloads in a sec. Just so you know, these images are huge. I want to open that in. Hold on a minute. Why is it doing that? Okay. So we're going to save as. We're just going to save this. I always save as a PNG because it holds the quality better. Label it house party. Now I'm going to go back to Brian Pate seminars. I'm going to post my words. I don't like long paragraphs in social media posts, so I always split up the paragraphs. I go back into my pictures, house party, post is ready to go. I go down here and I schedule it. Let's schedule that for this morning at 9:25, schedule. So now at 9:25, it's going to post this. So we'll be able to go back at the end of class, and I've just created a piece of content.
Hey, Brian.
Yes?
Can you touch back on the copyright-related issues?
Sure. So the summary that you're getting off of Twitter, I can literally copy and paste off of Twitter because I'm sharing data. It's data that we're sharing. By copying that, it makes it simple for you. If you don't want to copy it directly, paste it into OpenAI, and rewrite it. So let me show you how to do that. So this time we'll go into OpenAI. Log in. Rewrite this to go on my social media account. I hit this. Now, if you're using AI to rewrite stuff, I wouldn't take an entire article and do this, but you can get 10 bullet points from an article. So imagine this. Anna Marie finds an article in Health and Wellness magazine, and it's 10 ways to reduce belly fat, or 10 ways to make yourself more, 10 best stretches to make yourself more limber at 50 and above. She takes that article, posts the link in the article into OpenAI's ChatGPT, and says, give me 5 bullet points that I can share with on my social media page. It gives you those 5 bullet points. She copies and pastes it, and then posts the link to the article in the first comment. Make sense? So if you're on Facebook and you're posting on your personal page, you no longer post the link in the body of the post. You post the link in the first comment. Because Facebook will only let you post, I believe it's twice a month now, in the main post. All right, everybody following me? So we're taking this. We've now got our rewritten. We can copy it, and you can do whatever you want with this at that point. But one of the great things that I use it for is to break down those bullet points. Take this article and give me 5 bullet points that I can post this week for my social media page. Your social media page is about data in your business. Bless you. Top 10 challenges for heating and air system, or for heating systems in sub 32 degree weather. Make sense? Top 5 reasons to sell your home during spring market. Top 5 reasons not to sell your home during spring market. Whatever you have the contrarian also that you can use. It's Black History Month. Create me 10 social media posts for Black History Month. Then you can take those posts, create some kind of a graphic with it with Gemini, and you're ready to go. Are you seeing the process? This is not complicated. It's just finding something intriguing. So let me ask you guys this. I've found and I've learned that I'm a little bit of an anomaly with this, because I get up at 4:30 every morning and I spend about the first hour to an hour 15 minutes reading. I have my list that I look at on Twitter that I showed you earlier. I have my articles from certain, I've got my daily data. I literally have a drop-down menu. This is everything I read every morning. What I did was I came over and I created where is it? Is it in this one or did I do it in Claude? Daily real estate news. So I click on this link. It's got all of those links. I press go. What it's going to do, it's going to go through all of those websites and pick out the real estate articles, and it's going to give me a bullet point summary of those real estate articles with a link to the main article. This will probably take 30 to 45 seconds to get it done because I'm in thinking mode here. I'm using thinking mode with OpenAI. But this is going to give me content for the whole week. So I can sit down in a matter of about an hour and a half and I can create content for the whole week. And then I don't have to touch it. All I got to do is know how to schedule it. And if you're using Meta Business, if you're not using Meta Business, you're missing an opportunity there. Meta Business will allow you to schedule all of those posts on your personal page. You can do that now. And by the way, you can cross-post from Facebook to Instagram. I don't recommend doing that. Here's why. Social media rewards native posting. So take the time to post it separately on Instagram and not just copy it from Facebook and automatically feed it through. The algorithm does not reward that as much. Okay? Same thing if you're using TikTok. By the way, I know some of you are probably going, I'm not freaking doing TikTok. TikTok is a place where young people go for information. So if your demographic is below the age of 35, you're missing an opportunity. You know who the second largest demographic is on TikTok? Women 50 and up. Did you hear what I just said? The only people that aren't heavily using TikTok are ages 35 to 50. And all of them that are saying, I'll never use TikTok. Guess what? They're using it. There are a lot of people that throw shade at TikTok and then claim they don't use it, but they're actually going on a daily basis. All right, here's the summary. Thought for 1 minute. So real estate news roundup. Mortgage rates stay in a tight range. Average 30-year fixed rate essentially flat. Townhomes are giving first-time buyers a more realistic path. Mortgage affordability hits a 4-year high after rates fall in January. Inside a modern mortgage, the old playbooks are dead. Stop chasing lead system and retention drive growth. Seriously underwater mortgage remain a very small slice. Luxury commercial headlines, etc. And here it is. It automatically wrote a blog post for me with a summary of all of that news.
Brian, what was your prompt for that?
So this is actually one of my custom GPTs. This is what you're going to learn to do next month. How is that for a promo? Okay, so this is a custom GPT. So I go down here, I've already created this GPT, and it's got all of the instructions over here on the side with all of the sources. And so I've set, how many of you remember when I talked about AI employees? The AI employees are programs that keep you doing the same thing over and over again, but saving you time. Rather than me sitting there for an hour and a half reading every day, could I just summarize everything with that and get the headlines? Yes. I just like to get deeper into it, which is why I read it. But I've just gotten an entire blog post from this in 1 minute that it now references other websites. I can copy and paste the link to those websites within it, and now I've got my outbound referral links from my blog to drive my search engine optimization. Now those companies look at it, they reverse back, and now I become a trusted advisor in the knowledge panel on the searches. Do you understand the spider web? Okay, it's not complicated. It takes a little bit of time to do it. The first time you do this, it's going to take a half an hour. By the way, we're going to do that this morning. This class is a little different. I'm not going to sit here and do a presentation for an hour and 15 minutes. We're almost done, and in a few minutes I'm going to say, go find a couple of news articles and let's create posts for you today. We're literally going to do that this morning. Is that cool with everyone? Some of you are looking at me like, oh crap, you mean we're actually going to post something? Yeah, before we're done today, you're going to post something across all of your platforms. Make sense? Now, before I go further, I have to talk about branding. Branding is probably one of the most important things you will do as a business owner. Your brand is everything. Let me explain what I mean. Right now, every one of you has a brand. You may be mother, father, son, daughter, daddy, mommy. Those are all brands. Would you agree that there is a different brand between daddy and father? Two completely different connotations, right? I've always told my daughters, anybody can be your father, I want to be your daddy, because I want to be here for everything you need. It's the same concept with your business. Your business is already known for something. Many of you, you're branding the name of your business rather than you. And let me make my major point with this right now. People don't do business with companies. They do business with people that they connect with. They want to know you, like you, and trust you. And if they don't, then you have a branding problem. If you're the person that brightens up the room by walking out of it, that is a problem. You have to be likable. People have to have a good experience working with you. They want to have fun. Even an attorney that's wearing a buttoned-up, expensive suit and tie should have a little fun once in a while. And you can project that with your branding online. Okay? You can talk about things that are important to you because people want to know the personal side as well as the business side. This is why I recommend that every business have a Facebook business page and that you post on that page at least twice a week. Mondays and Thursdays are my targets. And my goal is to put something out about the real estate world. Here's what the trend is. Here's statistical data. Here's what the average sale price was. Sometimes, let's have some fun. How many of you live in Franklin County? Okay? Let's have some fun here. What's the average list price of a home in Wake Forest this morning? 485? 460? Say again? 453?
445.
Anybody else? 722. 700 and that is the average list price. The median is 585. Do you think that's an attention-getting headline?
Yeah, definitely.
What would happen if I went on to a Facebook group for the Wake Forest Community Bitch and Moan Club, because that's what all of those pages are. They're lost dogs, copperheads, and whatever stupid things people are arguing about. Fireworks, yes. But if I go on there and I say, let's play a game. Who can tell me what the average list price of a home in Wake Forest is today? And the person that's the closest, I'll give you a $20 gift card to Starbucks or a $20 gift card to Sheetz or whatever it is. Do you think you would have engagement on the post? Then why would you not do that on your own business page and share it to that social media group? Your business page should be a member of those groups so that you can share that kind. Now, you don't do this constantly because you'll annoy people. But about once every quarter, you want some attention? Come up with a crazy number, a crazy stat. One of the ones I did recently, I posted how many Google searches end up with no click over the last 6 months. And I had a whole bunch of techies guessing at it. The answer was 65.3%. That's a piece of data that techies that are IT guys, social media, marketing people, they should know that statistical piece. If they don't, they're missing an opportunity. Are you seeing where I'm coming from? It doesn't have to be, let me tell you why I'm the greatest freaking realtor that ever lived. Let me tell you why my financial planning company is the best ever. That's not what people want to hear. They want you to prove your value with data. Let me say that again. They want you to prove your value with data and information. So here is your assignment. It is 8:40. I'm going to give you about 10 minutes. Here's your assignment. Can I use your board here, Donna? By the way, when you see my writing, you're going to know why I do PowerPoint presentations. Okay? So number one, find an article. You're going to find an article about your business, about your industry. You may even take something from a previous blog that you've written. We're going to take that article. We're going to summarize it in ChatGPT. You can either copy and paste the entire article, you can paste the link to it. By the way, if it's an article from a place that is behind a paywall, ChatGPT will not be able to get into it. So it needs to be somewhere where the article is publicly available. All right? Then we're going to summarize it in ChatGPT. How many of you know how to create an image in ChatGPT? Everybody know how to do it? Okay, so we're going to create accompanying image. And then fourth, we're going to post it. It's terrible writing, I know. I'm sorry. This is your assignment. Let's see how good you are. I'm going to give you 10 minutes. I'm going to set the clock. Have at it. If you need help, raise your hand. Because what you're going to do when you do this, before you post it, just stop and let's save all of these. Let's talk through them so that we can talk about how to make them even better. We'll crowdsource that. Again. All right, here's what we're going to do. I want you to share with me what you did. Because some of you went about it different ways. So share with us what you did. Anne-Marie, start out for us, since you love speaking in public. You went down the path of getting 3 separate posts because you use this consistently. You got 2 options. Okay, so tell us what you ended up with on the actual post.
Okay, so you want me to just read the post?
Yeah, just read it.
So I actually asked which option I thought was best for scroll stopping, and so it gave me which option to post today and which option to post in 2 days from now.
Okay.
So the first option is, it's a myth busting. So it says, myth, if I lift weights, I'm going to get bulky. Truth, you're going to get stronger, and most women don't bulk up without very specific training plus nutrition plus consistency. Myth number 2, I'm in my 40s, 50s, it's too late. Truth, strength training can still improve bone health and function later in life. Strong is available at every age. Myth 3, cardio is enough. Truth, strength training supports bones, joints, metabolism, and everyday performance. It's not either or, it's the missing piece for a lot of women. Well-formed starter tip, aim for 2 strength days a week and keep it simple.
Beautiful.
Message me to book a consult and we'll help you start safely, confidently, and with a plan that actually fits your life.
It even had a call to action at the end. Okay?
That's what
Now, watch this. Watch this. Could all 3 of those posts be Facebook posts individually? Yes. Could they be Instagram posts individually? Where's the other place they could be individual posts?
I was gonna say TikTok and make a video based off of it.
LinkedIn? Where else?
X.
X if you wanted to. What else? You're missing the big one. Your Google business profile. You need to be treating your Google business profile like a social media account. Let me show you. So on your social media, or on your Google business profile, this is what your Google business profile page looks like. When you come down here and scroll down on the right-hand side, do you see where it says Add Update? We click that button, you upload the image here, you upload the post here, you have a button down here where you can, this is your call to action button. Book an appointment, order online, buy this product, learn more. By the way, learn more always takes you to your blog post on your website. Sign up, registration for a course or a session that you're teaching. Call now. It'll actually allow people to make a phone call from their computer. It uses the microphone in their computer and the speaker, and it picks up the phone and calls you while they are on your site. And by the way, the Google business profile feeds the knowledge panel the same way that your blogs on your website do that we taught the very first week of class back in October. You with me? It's compounding, folks. If one of your sites is out of brand, it affects the entire process. Your two primary pieces for your knowledge base are your website and your Google business profile. I would tell you to be found online and to be a source of information in your industry. Your Google business profile is a higher priority than your Facebook page. Facebook can be your advertising outlet where people have permissioned you to spam them. That's the advantage of a business page on Facebook. People like your page or they follow you. They've said, spam me all you want to because I know you, like you, and trust you. That's basically what that like button or what that follow button is saying. But people forget about their Google business profile. There's massive, massive, massive value in it. Because when you go down here to look at it, when they click on one of these, they now have the ability, look at this, doesn't this look like a social media page? Does it not? Mm-hmm. And this is a great example. So here's a carousel that I did for Instagram. Most buyers miss this one line in the listing and it changes the whole deal. When does the seller prefer to close by? That's simple answer. If I know when the seller wants to close by, I tell my buyers to make an offer based on that. Why it matters: timeline, cost, leverage. What to do: quick play, ask, align, put. Pro move, match the seller's date. The preferred close date line matters. That's the summary of it. I did a carousel on Instagram with this. So it was a 5-slide carousel. Then I took each of those slides separately and scheduled them Monday through Friday on the Google business profile. So now there's consistency across the brand. Are you with me? Folks, I need to make sure you understand this. This is not complicated. It's simple, but it's not easy because it takes time. The concepts are simple. Yes, Kim?
Do you use Meta Business for Instagram and Facebook?
Okay, so I don't think you should post both of them at the same time and auto post to both at the same time. That's bad based on the algorithms of each. So all of the social media pages want you to post native to them. So if I take, for example, you know how many of you have TikTok? Anybody in here have TikTok? So when you make a TikTok video, it gives you the option to save the video on your phone. If you take that video that you made on TikTok and you post it on Instagram, TikTok throttles that video down because you've just duplicated using your TikTok editor to put something on a competing platform. They don't like that. You use the native video in the TikTok studio to post to TikTok, and you use your native video and editor inside of Instagram to post it on IG. You with me? How'd we do? All right. Who else wants to? Jamie, can you share what you did for us?
Sure. The importance of power of attorney, POA.
Mm-hmm.
It says the power of attorney is essential. It empowers a trustee individual to manage your financial, legal, and medical affairs if you become incapacitated or unavailable. This important document can help you avoid costly and time-consuming court guardianship processes and ensures your wishes are respected regarding the health care and finances. And then I created an image
Okay.
regarding that, which came out pretty good.
All right, very good. So, how many people, what is your name? Montana? May I ask how old you are?
23.
23. Did any of that stuff make any sense to you? Yes and no. How much do you care about your power of attorney for end of life right now at the age of 23? Say none. It's okay. It's okay. Okay? So Jamie can take that and turn that into a, let me teach your kids for a moment. When your child gets their first job at age 16 and they make $10 an hour, when they get their paycheck, put half of it into a Roth IRA beginning at age 16. Let them put 50, 60, 70 bucks a month into it. As they get older and they get raises, have them put 150 a month into it. If they do that, they'll be millionaires by the time they're 59 and a half. And that, by the way, they can leverage that money to pay for education the same way that a 529 does. Or buy a car or whatever. Have I just created about a month worth of posts for Jamie? You see where I'm coming? You see how it compounds? When you get one idea down, folks, that's the hub idea. Then you have 10 other topics around it that you can now create a more focused blog, social media post, etc. And now it feels like a lot more natural flow. Because when we first started, back in October last year, when I looked at some of you and I said, we're going to work on your blog, many of you went, I don't even have a blog. Or people were saying that this is a little overwhelming. But now that you're starting to do it, by the way, that's why you're doing stuff today and we're not just presenting on it. Because this, ladies and gentlemen, is where you make your money.
Ryan,
Yes,
do you have any thoughts on paid advertising?
I do.
Surprised.
Would you like, I'm sure it shocks you that I have an opinion on paid advertising. Don't do it. You don't need it. Advertising on a billboard or the side of a bus or a bench in the park, that's ego marketing. Your core are the people that are your friends on social media. The people who have done business with you in the past will send you more business if you stay in touch with them than any form of advertising will grow it for you. There's a reason why the phrase referral-based marketing came into vogue in the 1970s with the Red Coat Society. If you don't know what the Red Coat Society is, you might know some of the names that helped to start it. Zig Ziglar. Zig Ziglar was one of those. Dale Carnegie was one of those. Tom Ferry was one of those. John Maxwell was one of those. I'm sure you've heard at least a couple of those names over the years. Napoleon Hill was one of those people. If you've ever never read Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill and taken those words into usage, you're really missing an opportunity. I give you my other book of the year. You ready for my book of the year? It's called Profit First. It's how I teach real estate agents to handle their banking, handle their finances. If you haven't read it, it's by a guy named Mike Malkowitz. You can get it at mikemotorbike.com. Great book. You only have to read the first third of it because the last 2/3 of it gets so complicated the average person doesn't understand it. But if you take to heart the lessons in the first third of it, you'll be good. Okay? How are we doing? Feel good? Feel comfortable at least? All right? Yes, sir.
I'll just be doing that in Spanish.
Sure. Did you know that you can record a video, upload it to YouTube, and I can click a button and have it translate to Spanish right out of the gate?
Yeah. So I have a lot of different types of clients, and you'd be surprised the amount of articles that I've written in Spanish to be able to accommodate my clients.
I'm going to show you something for your website. Everybody see the top right corner? Push this up a little bit. See where it says select language? My website translates into, I think it's like 85 languages. Not that I can speak any of them. I speak 2 languages, English and redneck. I'm officially, I can prove it. Do you guys know the difference between the singular and plural of y'all? Y'all. Y'all is singular. All y'all is plural. Look, we got it, folks. There are languages in every business. Let me show you what I mean. Everybody, what did I do with my pen? Thank you. So let me give you an example. This is what people feel about your language in your business when you start talking about acronyms and stuff like that. All right, you ready? For those of you from the South, this is the first question your grandmother asks you when you arrive at the house for Thanksgiving. Jeet? And your response, as a good Southerner, nah, did you? When they say no, esqueet. It's funny because it's true. When I tell you I'm thorough in redneck, this is what I mean. Let's see how you do with this one. Anybody say that for me? Squoutin'. Squoutin' parking lot, have a drink. See? What you have to understand, see, you got to have fun. But folks, when you're talking in all of your acronyms and you're talking in your business terms that you and your buddies that are in the same business use, nobody understands you. Nobody understands you. Nobody understands when the mechanic talks, Jamie, we have a problem with your Weebling Warbelfetzer and your Franistan ratchet control, and it's going to cost $800 to fix it. And you go, okay, because we have no clue what the hell they're talking about.
How do I do it?
Okay.
Okay, that's what I thought.
It's kind of the way I react to my wife. My wife, I say, I'd love to have pizza for dinner. She says, I want chicken. And I go, okay. It's part of that know your role and shut your hole thing in the household. Okay? Yes, ma'am.
I try to think of it like, if I speak in PT speak, I'm only gonna get other PTs to follow me. I need to speak like my customer would understand it so that I get them to follow me.
So when she says, if I speak PT speak, how many of you started going, what does PT stand for? Mm-hmm. For that moment.
Ex-military, so I get it.
Exactly. But like when my children were growing up, PT was potty time. Say again? Part-time employee. So you have to be careful with your acronyms. So watch this. I'm getting ready to give you the weapon of mass destruction with your post. You ready? Rewrite this post in a conversational tone. That's all you have to do. Rewrite this post in a conversational tone. Now you're going to have a totally different feel. By the way, you can set up the second post in a conversational tone for 1 month from today, and you're posting the exact same material in different phrasing. Remember when we talked, I think we talked early on about reach and frequency. Who can tell me what reach and frequency is in advertising? Anyone? Bueller? Anyone?
Isn't it like your demographic, like how far out you're reaching?
Not close, but not what I'm looking for. Reach, ladies and gentlemen, is how many people you reach with a single ad. Reach is the reason that companies bought Super Bowl ads 2 days ago for $8 million for a 30-second ad. But when there's 127 million people in the U.S. watching it, That is 0.062 cents per person that you're touching. If I told you you could take $100 and reach 100,000 people, would you do it? And the answer is yes. The question is your ad memorable enough? Okay, so that's the concept of reach. Frequency is how much you will see those same Super Bowl ads over the next 6 months. Frequency is the reason that we know who's the king of beers. Budweiser. Why do we know that? They told you. What do you always see in a Budweiser ad at some point during the Super Bowl? The Clydesdales. That's branding. So you have the reach of 127 million people, you have the frequency that they always use the Clydesdales, and you have the message. You see where I'm coming from? Who has the Big Mac? McDonald's. Who has the Whopper? That's frequency. Frequency is the reason that we all know that every time somebody goes, guess what day it is, you think of a camel thanks to Geico. Anybody remember the camel commercial? Hey, Mike, guess what day it is? It's hump day. You have to understand the advertising. Folks, social media is an advertisement. Your business card is an advertisement. Your email signature is an advertisement. Your email signature is not there just to give name, address, phone number, and email. Above that, you should put, click here to get a link to my latest ebook on blah. You want to see if people are reading it? How many clicks did you get through on it? That's marketing. That's branding. Because we're making you the source of information in your realm of business, whatever it may be. Questions? Some of you still playing and editing. I like it. I like it. So,
Where do you think YouTube channel ranks in the importance?
Well, you-
Google profile at the top.
So I would tell you website. So let me repeat Lori's question. Lori's question was, where does YouTube rank in the hierarchy of what I need? Number one is your website. If you don't have a website, by the way, the website needs to have a blog so that you can control the artificial intelligence information and the AI search summary on the SERP page. Sorry, SERP. Search Engine Results page. Okay? Because that AI summary is going to be above any click. And that AI summary comes from your website. Cool? Number two, Google Business Profile. Because it's tied to that website. It's tied to that website. It also tells people all of your social media sites at the bottom of it. So you can have Facebook, Insta, YouTube channel, TikTok, LinkedIn. All of those are at the bottom of the link on your Google Business Profile. If you're going to do video, the YouTube channel is the next highest priority. Who owns YouTube? Google. So where do most people go for their searches? Google. They've gone to Google so much it has become a verb. Google it. By the way, you want the best trick to see how your branding is working? Go to the public library, get yourself a library card, log on to one of their computers, and Google yourself from there where you've never used the computer before. Because Googling from your own computer, it already knows what you're looking for. You don't get what the consumer gets from your own computer. Okay? Behind that, your Facebook page is free advertising. Your Facebook business page is consent to spam. It's just data, 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 data. For me, it's here's a new listing, here's an open house, here's some cool stuff I've learned about this week. It's a little bit of everything. My Facebook personal profile is mostly personal because I want my friends and my family and even some of my customers seeing the lighter side of Brian. I want everybody to see me hanging out with the dogs, hanging out with my wife, being stupid and going to Franklin Street after the ball game. I want people to know that when you come to one of my classes, you're going to have fun. You're going to laugh a little bit, but you're going to learn stuff. Here's what you need to know. Here's Brian's secret to teaching success. You ready? Nobody wants to go to a class to sit there for 4 hours and learn from you about the subject matter. They want to be entertained first. And out of every hour, you're going to entertain for about 40 minutes, and you're going to teach for about 10. That's truly the way our classes are set up. Now, the entertainment reinforces the learning. So you teach, here's how it starts. First 5 minutes of class, the way we set things up in our continuing education courses, which most realtors would tell you are the most boring things that they go to because they're required to. We spend the first 5 minutes. This is what you're going to be able to do when we finish with this section. Then we teach them the material. We teach them the concepts. Then for the next 30 minutes, we teach them the application. And at the end, we go back to what we told them they were going to learn and we tell them what we just taught them. So you tell them what they're going to learn, you teach them, then you go back and tell them what they learned and make sure that they match up. Look, if you want to create a seminar and you want to rent this room from Donna and say, Donna, I want to bring in 10 to 15 people for a financial planning class. And you bring them in. You have a speaker from Vanguard Funds that talks for 30 minutes. Then you got Jamie that says, here's what I recommend. And now you've got people face to face. And you take a video of that. You hire somebody like Cole and you say, hey, Cole, I want you to come video this for me. You pay Cole to do the video. Now you've got the people that attended the class. You've got YouTube content and you can cut it up for social media content. And you have enough content out of that 1 hour class for a month. That's what we talk about when we talk about ad stacking. For those of you that are technology people, you've heard of a tech stack. There's also an ad stack. By the way, for those of you looking at me, what's a tech stack? If you're whatever tech you're using. So for me, I have my email as my primary tech that I use. I use social media. I use my website. I use video. I use editing software. Every piece of software that I use is part of my tech stack. Your ad stack is all of your marketing positions, your business, your website, your YouTube channel, your Google business profile, Facebook page, Insta, TikTok, etc. All of those are the same. They're all part of your ad stack. And that's where the build comes from. Okay? How am I doing on time? Look at that. I'm early. If anybody wants to stick around for a few minutes and have any one-on-one time, I'm happy to do that, but I am finished with everything I was planning on bringing to you today. Our final class next month, I'm going to teach you how to create...
What date is it?
Say again?
Tuesday the 10th.
Tuesday the 10th. So this custom GPT that I showed you earlier, I'm going to teach you how to do this next month. I'm going to teach you how to create your AI employees. So here's what I need you to do in order to prep for next month. Okay? Here's what I need you to do to prep for next month. Number 1, find 3 things that you have to do all the time, over and over and over, that we can turn into technology that will do it for you. Okay? Something that you do over and over. So for a realtor, it might be a competitive market analysis. For Anna Marie, it might be creating an exercise plan for someone. Okay? For financial planning, it may be, I want to get them into long-term care insurance. or it may be let's do an outline for a marketing plan or retirement plan that you can use for that. We're going to create those technical aspects for you to use over and over and over again. Okay? How often do you guys write pro formas or quotes for people with all of the detail in the HVAC? Couple times a week. So if we could figure out, I'm sure you've got a software that helps you with that.
Yeah, we got a new software.
Okay. So what if you had more precise feeding into that software with the data that you're giving it? We can analyze that for you guys. Make sense? Remember, a lot of your information is data. If you don't have your monthly business on an Excel spreadsheet where you can track your numbers, if you don't know your numbers, folks, you're going out of business at some point. Because if you do what I call online balance accounting, where you go look at the bank account and go, ooh, I got $3,500, and you forgot about the $1,500 check that you wrote, and you go out and blow $2,000, and now you bounce a $1,500 check, you got a problem. Same way as a small business owner, whether you're an LLC, an S-Corp, or whatever it is, 18%, 18 cents of every dollar you make should go into an investment account with an investment firm. Mine's at Edward Jones. And that way at the end of the year, I write my tax check in December every year. And there's always enough money in it because I'm saving 18%. And by the way, when I put that money in January, all of the money that goes in January goes into a 9-month CD so that I'm making something off of it. Then when I do the same thing in February, another 9-month CD. March goes into a 6-month CD. April, 6-month. May, 6-month CD. So all of that tax money is invested, so it's making more. From a financial standpoint, that's what a lot of small businesses are missing. They don't understand how going ahead and putting your money back for tax. I don't pay quarterly estimated taxes. I write one big check every year. It's a good feeling to be able to write a large check in December and still be able to go buy Christmas presents for your family. Make sense? That's a piece that if you're guiding small businesses, or if you are a small business that needs help with stuff like that, that's what we do. That's what we do. We're not just real estate instruction, contrary to what a lot of people think. Okay?
So what's the rest of the homework?
The rest of the homework. So you're coming up with 3 items that we can identify that you can do repetitively. And then you need to write a step-by-step process of how you do each of those. Thank you for getting me back on track. Step-by-step process. Step 1, do this. Step 2, do this. Step 3, do this. Because you need those steps in order to program the custom GPT. So if you have something that you have a process. By the way, if you got a policies and procedures manual to talk about this is how you log into the computer. You put your email, you put your password, you do that's what we're looking for. It's that elementary. Every little step. Because if you miss one of those, it can cause problems with this. Okay? All right, gang. That's all I got for you today. Have a great week. Go make some money.